Lot to get to, Pickle. Hit the air raid sign. It's time for Monday Morning Fallout. Monday Morning Fallout. When we overreact to the football weekend, and if there was ever a week that we need to overreact to, it might be this one. Let's start with my opening thought. When it rains, it pours.
Literally and figuratively.
Am I giving you PTSD?
Yes.
I didn't mean to, but yes, it is. Obviously, weather had a big impact on Week 10 of the Texas high school football season. Number of games shifted around, let's say, whether they got moved up early. Yes, ma'am?
I was going to say real fast, I do want to genuinely thank the coaches that just went ahead and moved their games up.
Yes.
Because it is so much easier as a producer to deal with moving games up than starting a show and there not being any games happening because of lightning delays. So it's like, shout out to all the coaches that moved their games up.
So the weather happened. There's nothing we can do about it, even though we do have the technology.
Laser beams.
Been saying it for years. But I want to talk about a broader topic about this, which is it does seem like big surprises, or at the very least, pretty seismic wins tend to come in bunches. I think you saw that on this weekend. We're going to talk with the head coach of the DeSoto Eagles, Coach Claude Mathis, here in a moment about their big win over Duncanville. And I don't think it can be overstated how dominant that was. Like, that ended up being a 14-point game, but there was a late window dressing touchdown from Duncanville. DeSoto did not win that game. DeSoto dominated that game.
From start to finish.
Galena Park North Shore. A 26-point win over Atascocita. Like, what more do you want? What more do you want? They bully balled them. It's a shocking win. Not shocking like an upset, but like the dominance displayed. Byron Nelson. Winners over South Lake Carroll, snapping South Lake Carroll's long district winning streak. They hadn't lost a district game since 2018, I want to say.
Yep.
A shocking, a seismic win for that program, and a program that we're going to talk about differently now, like plain and simple. That is a legacy-building win for them. It got moved to Saturday from Thursday, so I think people might have forgotten about it. What about Willis?
Yep.
Big win over the Woodlands. I think a real prove-it win for Willis. And you want to talk about a real contender in 6A Division II, Region 2.
Oh, yeah.
We may get Willis and DeSoto, which could be fun. And then you had games that maybe we had our eye on, but we weren't necessarily paying a ton of attention to. What about Richland's win over Mansfield Timberview?
That was huge.
By 10 points.
To stay undefeated.
Again, another impressive, dominant victory. What about Barbers Hill's win over Port Arthur Memorial? Relatively surprising there. I thought that Iowa Colony's win over Bay City was really gutty.
Yeah, now they're playing in a district championship game this week for Needville.
Yeah. Speaking of Iowa Park upsets Clyde, previously unbeaten Clyde.
After Clyde had a huge win the week before.
It's one of those weeks where one after another. And because I think the schedule got jumbled, they didn't all happen all at once, like on a Friday night. And so it felt like if you weren't just like sitting and paying attention the entire weekend, you missed the breadth of it. But it was a pretty shocking week of high school football. Game of the week, College Station 49, A&M Consolidated 42. This game was nuts. This game went back and forth. College Station ends up scoring in the final minute to win it 49-42. College Station still unbeaten all time against A&M Consolidated. And it's going to win that district. And a team that, again, they're doing that thing again, where early in the season we leave them for dead. And then you look up and they're 8-1. And you're like, are you guys going to win Region 3 again? Like right now, would it shock anybody if they won Region 3?
I don't think so, personally.
Like, Fulshere's in that mix. They've been very good, right? But
College Station can score just as many points as they can, and that's how Fulshire gets people. So, like,
Anyway, that's my game of the week. 49-42, College Station beats A&M Consolidated. Am I overreacting?
Probably.
Did Hardin-Simmons just end the Mary Hardin-Baylor dynasty? That was a really impressive victory from Hardin-Simmons. And 24-14, they take down the Crew. And kind of beat them at their own game. They won a defensive battle. Like, Marion-Baylor had beaten Hardin-Simmons 20 of the last 21 times. Right? Furthermore, this win, Hardin-Simmons is in the driver's seat to win the American Southwest Conference now.
Mm-hmm.
They got to, like, it depends on what they do this week. And then a loss to East Texas Baptist if they're to beat East Texas Baptist in the finale. And furthermore, like Mary Hardin-Baylor, like I think what's happening is maybe people are not as scared of them anymore.
No, because they finally showed weakness for the first time in Czech's notes 30 years.
Right. Hardin-Simmons scored 17 consecutive points in the second half to win it. That's what Mary Hardin-Baylor does. Keep an eye on that in the Division III level. Time for the Dudes Rock Dude of the Week. Hashtag Dudes Rock. To nominate a dude who rocks. Hashtag Dudes Rock. This week's Dudes Rock Dude of the Week is Itasca quarterback and defensive back Buddy Jackson. Timeout. Let's stop this. Name one buddy you don't like.
Correct. And he's a buddy who happens to be a Wampus kid.
All buddies, especially all buddies. Like, okay, let's put it this way. 2 circles.
Mm-hmm.
Buddies.
Mm-hmm. Wampus cats.
Wampus cats.
Combine.
Buddies and Wampus cats, like that's 100% hit rate. Buddy Jackson goes 13-20 for 277 yards, 5 touchdowns passing. He ran for 75 yards. He also had 2 interceptions on defense. As Itasca gets a nice win. Keep it on the Wampus Cats. Itasca's Buddy Jackson, this week's hashtag Dudes Rock, Dude of the Week. Time for my play of the week. And this comes to us via a friend of the program, Greg Powers, who was out at the Prosper and Allen game. And a little bit of trickeration from the Prosper Eagles. I was about to say the Eagles. The Eagles of Prosper on what ends up being a pretty critical score. Prosper comes up with the touchdown there. And if you see the receiver, like, initially, like, ends up pinning it against his helmet on the flea flicker, a remarkable play from Prosper as they get a narrow win over Allen to nab the number 1 seed out of Division I. Prosper's flea flicker helmet catch is flea flicker helmet catch touchdown against Allen is my play of the week. Quick break for a hot take. Baylor shouldn't fire Dave Aranda, but they might. Baylor looks like...
Okay, specify this. Shouldn't fire him now, like mid-season, or after the season is over?
I don't think they should fire him after the season. I
think you're in the minority of that.
Maybe. I am not ready to give up on the Dave Aranda project at Baylor. I think he's a good coach. I think that injuries have hurt this team.
Yeah,
and I also think that there is a bigger issue, which is that the recruiting has taken a nosedive. That's the bigger issue that if you want to... But I would give him one more year. Now that in what is going to be a new look Big 12, right? I think you need to give him one more year. That's my thought. He's only a couple years removed from winning the Big 12, right?
I think the thing that's been so disappointing under Dave Aranda at Baylor is the fact that their defense has just never looked good. Like, he came into it being a defensive guy. And when they won, it's because they had a good offense. I just don't know how that doesn't transfer over. How do you go from being the defensive coordinator at LSU to then sucking on defense?
Now, there are going to be changes. Jeff Grimes is very fired. Their offensive coordinator. He's gone. I would give Dave Aranda one more year. I also would not be surprised if they do pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Because I think that there is a notion that they're falling behind in the new look Big 12. It's my hot take. It's my hot of the week. This one flew under people's radar. And I think it's because it started late, or like I don't know if it started late or there's like a big delay. It didn't
think it
end
was a
until
big
like
delay.
past midnight. But Hewitt Midway beat Pflugerville Weiss 41-17. Okay, now a couple of things. Shout out to Esram Martinez, the interim head coach for Hewitt Midway. Took over midseason when they were 1-5. Now they're 5-5. They got a share of the district title, and they knocked off a previously unbeaten and state-ranked Pflugerville Weiss team. And they dominated them. I don't know what's going on there. And now, by the way, Weiss plays Hutto this week.
On a Thursday night affair.
On a Thursday night.
Live on Dave Campbell's Texan Live.
A weird result. But Hewitt Midway 41, Pflugerville Weiss 17 is my ha of the week. Time for that wild stat of the week. We're going to stay in Central Texas. Let's talk about Waco University. Waco University, I hope I'm not stepping out of line here. Waco University has, for a while, been bad.
Yes.
I'm not trying to rub it in.
Just the truth.
But since 2014, they have 5 winless seasons. They have not had a winning record since 2009. Okay? It's been a hot minute. But that's all turned around for little old Waco U. Because they are 7-2 right now. They've clinched a playoff spot. And this is from our friend Matt Stepp. There is a lot to dig into. They haven't won 8 games in a season since 2002. If they beat Belton this week, they'll win 8 games in a season for the first time since 2002. They have not won a share of the district title since 1996. A share of the district title since 1996. Pickle, do you know who was playing for Waco University in 1996?
I was not born yet, so I do not.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Oh, wow. Whoo.
They have not won an outright district championship since 1956. That predates our magazine by 4 years. If they beat Belton on Friday night, every one of those streaks can be broken. Okay? 8 wins in a season, first time since 2002. Share of a district title, first time since 96. Outright district title for the first time since 1956. Waco University's got a big game this week against Belton. Speaking of Matt Stepp, it's time for the Matt Stepp. He got that dog in him. Player of the week.
And now, the Matt Stepp. He got that dog in him. Player of the week.
Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas football here at Barnett Stadium in Houston, getting ready for Wheatley and Yates. And I'm here with the Week 10 Matt Stepp. He got that dog in him award winner. And the winner of the Week 10 Matt Stepp, he got that dog in him award is none other than LaPorte slot Landon Kay. In today's win over Crosby, Landon Kay has 57 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, 52 yards receiving, and a touchdown on just 5 overall touches. Congrats to Landon. And he also threw a lot of great blocks on the edge. Congrats, Landon. You, sir, have got that dog in you.
This has been the Matt Stepp He Got That Dog in Him Player of the Week.
Congratulations, Landon, the Matt Stepp. He got that dog in him Player of the Week. You have my attention. Cy Springs?
How about that?
Look, we're not in the business of handing out awards before the regular season is over. But there will be a discussion about the 6A Coach of the Year, and it will heavily involve O.G. Fagan at Cy Springs. Folks, Cy Springs is 8-1. First time they've won 8 games in a season since 2003. First time they have made the playoffs since 2003. This is one of the remarkable turnarounds. O.G. Fagan took over a program in 2021 that was coming off a 1-9 season. Okay? And that 1-9 season was better than the year before. They have not had a winning season. This is their first winning season since 2003. Cy Springs has been, routinely, all due respect, the worst team in Cy-Fair ISD for 2 decades. And now they're going to play Bridgeland on Thursday. They're going to play Bridgeland for a chance to win the district title. Cy Springs, one of the remarkable stories in Texas high school football, and you should be paying attention to.
Our Gavin Moritz caught up with OG Fagan earlier in the year and had just a real awesome sit-down interview about what it's been like to transform this program and how he was even, he thought that this could be the year. It's on our YouTube page. If you haven't had a chance to go watch it, go back and watch it. It's really, really cool.
I might go tweet
Great
it.
guy.
Yeah, I'll tweet it out. But fabulous stuff. Cy Springs. And a gutty win, by the way. They kicked a field goal late to beat Cy Woods to move to 8-1.
Which was an upset. Even with how good Cy Springs has been playing, that was surprising.
Get excited for Garrison and Timpson. One of 2 matchups of unbeatens in Week 11 of the Texas high school football season. The other one is San Benito and Weslaco. But a real test for Timpson. A real test for Garrison. I think their biggest test of the year. And how does this Garrison defense, which has been excellent, handle Terry Bussey and company? Furthermore, the other side is interesting as well because Garrison has got these 2 running backs. Their names are Marion Raspberry, awesome, dudes rock, and Javian Black. And those 2 guys, they're going to lean on it, and I know exactly what their game plan is going to be. They're going to try to shorten the game. Keep Terry Bussey, well, at least keep the ball out of his hands. Fascinating game, Garrison and Timpson coming up Friday. Final thought. Hey, who's number 1 in 6A? That's an honest question, and I think it's an open question because I think that there are 2 teams, with all due respect to Vandergrift and Westlake, I think there are 2 teams that have separated themselves now with Duncanville's loss.
Yeah, it's North Shore and DeSoto.
It's North Shore and DeSoto. And I think there's a reasonable argument on both sides.
Yeah.
DeSoto has the single best win. There's no doubt about that. Beating Duncanville by multiple scores is the best win any program has. They also have a win over Allen, and they have a win over South Oak Cliff. North Shore, I think, has the deeper resume. Atascocita, the Woodlands, C.E. King, Summer Creek, right? I think they have the deeper resume, but DeSoto has the single individual best win.
Yeah.
I think we'll reveal our rankings here coming up here in a little bit. That's a tease. I don't think there's a wrong answer between those 2. I'll just say that. I think if you believe that North Shore is the number 1 team in 6A, I agree.
Yeah.
If you think DeSoto is the number 1 team in 6A, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard. And the thing is,
I think North Shore has
matter.
a tougher district in games that really matter. So I can say I think that they're more battle tested, but the one singular win, what does that matter?
But like I said, beating Duncanville by multiple scores is the most impressive win, arguably for any team in Texas this year.
I agree.
My final thought. It's Monday Morning Fallout. Hey, thanks for watching this clip here on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch us live every weekday at noon at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, or here on YouTube. And if you want more of the best coverage of football in the state of Texas, check out TexasFootball.com and become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider at TexasFootball.com/subscribe.